access level has recently increased. Excellent. Incoming message.
Welcome, agents, to episode 62 of Behind the Scanner. Your hosts for tonight are Andrew Krug from Arlington, Virginia, and Frank Martinez from Los Angeles. Our special guests tonight are Alana Duckett from Auckland, New Zealand, and Mathew Fogg from Perth, Australia. I'm Kelly Colton. Welcome to the show. Join us during the broadcast in our live chat room on our website, behindthescanner.com, and click on chat. The Q&A tool is enabled for tonight's broadcast. Submit your questions throughout the show, and we'll ask as many as time allows. If you know someone who would make a great guest, submit their information to us at behindthescanner.com and click on Guest Suggestions. You can watch past episodes and subscribe to our channel at youtube.com/behindthescanner. Or you can listen to audio-only episodes at soundcloud.com/behindthescanner. And now, your hosts of Behind the Scanner.
Good evening, agents, and welcome to episode 62 of Behind the Scanner. I guess there's no point in really delaying any of this. I've got nothing else to say, so let's bring on the guests. Ladies first, tonight joining us is Alana from Auckland, New Zealand. Welcome to Behind the Scanner, Agent Miss Bliss.
Hello.
Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining us from the future. I think it's, 1 p.m. on Friday afternoon there, is that correct?
Yep, it is.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So
nothing exciting happening in the future at the moment.
No,
We're all still here, it's good news.
The lottery numbers, that's darn, okay. All right. Well, I have to ask, is the whip polished and ready to go to keep Frank in line tonight?
Yep, sure is.
Oh, man. Oh, my kryptonite.
Yeah, got it out specially.
So, wouldn't want to mess with you, obviously. I also hear you're a ninja at Vodafone. Does that mean that you assassinate T-Mobile phones using your throwing stars?
I've actually got the last of my training coming up next week, so I'm hoping that's when I get my throwing stars. But at the moment, it's just using a few ninja powers to solve phone issues, so yeah.
Ready to upgrade from those little rubber ninja stars?
Yeah. That's what I'm hoping anyway. I haven't seen my ninja uniform either, so fingers crossed for next week.
Well, what color is Vodafone? Are they orange?
Red. Yeah.
So it'd be a red ninja. That works.
Yeah.
The red faction. Yeah. Well, tell us
I did take up the job. I was hoping that by taking the job I'd be able to recruit agents, but haven't had much luck yet. So.
Oh, that's really clever.
Why is that?
I'm not sure really. It's always hard to judge how someone's gonna take you trying to sell them this game that they should be playing on their phone. So you've got to be a bit wary.
No, trust me, it's really cool. You meet a stranger and you get in their van and you drive around. It's fun. Trust me.
Exactly. Yeah.
Or like our last guest, hey, people meet in cemeteries, they fall in love. It's really cool.
Yeah.
So it can be a bit weird to explain to people at the first time. Yeah. Well, speaking of explaining things, tell us a little bit about your volunteer work that you do, and more importantly, why is it that you do it?
So when I was at university, I always thought, one day I want to give back to the community, and I just so happened to be on campus one day, and they were looking for volunteers for Women's Refuge. So I thought, put my name down, can't harm, no harm in trying. So I did, and that was in 2009, and I've been with them ever since. So most of the work involves manning their crisis line. So every community has their own crisis line that women can call through to. And we deal with women that are in domestic violence situations, so it's quite serious stuff. what we deal with. And so it's just about taking the calls, working out a best solution for them, and then working with them towards their goals.
That's very admirable. I can't imagine not only the stress that they're going through, but also the stress that you go through to try to help people out in those situations.
Yeah, that's got to be pretty emotionally intense, huh?
I think it's helped me grow as a person, really, because it's you have to be able to think on your feet, and that's a skill that you can apply to all aspects of your life, being able to problem solve really quick. So it's crazy to say it, but I love it. Like, it's not something I ever saw myself doing, but I can't imagine not doing it now.
Well, thanks for doing it. I'm sure it's huge work, like Andrew was saying. That's hugely selfless.
Thank you.
For everyone watching, you can interact with us live in our chat room on our new website, behindthescanner.com. Just go there, click on chat at the top, and you can get in on the conversation. Got it?
Are we good? We got it.
Okay. It seems like you have a passion for the community, Alana, and you seem like a person who has their wits about them, which is good, because you're a moderator for a lot of Ingress communities. How many?
Currently, I have taken a little bit of a step back, just a holiday. I'm not gone permanently, just so I can sort out a few things with our community closer to home and build that up a bit stronger than it is currently. But I love it. Like, I barely play with my scanner anymore. It's just purely community-based, and that's really where my interests lie.
That's pretty awesome. I got involved in quite a bit of that here too, and it's definitely takes up a lot more of your time. The scanner kind of gets to the side a little bit. What do you think? What do you think are some of the biggest challenges facing local, regional, global, even Ingress communities these days?
I think what I've noticed is as our communities grow, you get so many different people with so many different opinions coming into the communities. And obviously not everyone's always going to agree on the decisions that a community makes or the direction that a community is going. So I think really what I've learned, especially recently, is that it's really important to be able to find a solution that's going to best suit the community and best suit most of the people within that community. And if it's not exactly what you want, then you just need to be able to let go and accept that, okay, this is what the community's doing and I'm a part of this community, so keep moving forward. Yeah.
Are you saying that you shouldn't try to force people to bend to your will and come around and see your idea, browbeat them? That doesn't work? No?
Well, I have tried that with the whip, but it's not always something that works. So, yeah, I generally try and find what's going to best suit, the majority of people in the community. And sometimes that's really hard, mediating between two really passionate opinions. But at the end of the day, it's a community and you've got to do what's going to be best for the community.
Yeah, it's there's that old quote, I think it's, you can please some of the people all the time, all of the people some of the time, but not all of the people all of the time. And people really, there's people that get it and people that don't. And as a community manager, that is one of the challenges. It's tough to sort of broker that peace and get people to realize things. So.
Yeah, I think it was definitely a challenge for me to overcome because I'm very much someone who likes to make sure everybody's happy, which is how I got my Care Bear avatar. I was told I was a Care Bear, and that my goal was to make everybody happy.
Nice,
so
nice.
It has been something I have had to overcome.
I don't recall the Care Bear that had the whip though. Is that a new character? Is that?
Yeah, that was a recent modification that I added a little while ago. Yep.
All right. Well, you've also founded a support hangout for New Zealand Ingress agents that have mental illnesses. Some more of your volunteer work that you do. So how did that idea come about, and how are some of the ways that that's helped people?
So initially it started, I saw that there was kind of a need in the community. I'd heard of agents that had been lost. They'd passed away because of mental illness-related deaths, and I think that really just struck home. At the time, I was also suffering with my own depression, so reaching out to a few agents in the community, I realised how valuable that was to just have someone to lend you an ear. So I thought, well, there's got to be more people out there who need this support, and if it can make a difference to their lives, then why not have a hangout? So we have a really small hangout in New Zealand at the moment. We've very much become like family. It's great just to have a place to be able to go when you're having a crap day or you're not feeling the greatest, and just be able to say it and not have people, judge you because of that. I would really like to expand and create a more global hangout, because I know that there are more people out there that could probably benefit. So if there's anyone that's interested in joining a hangout anywhere out there that wants some support, then just send me a message in Hangouts, and hopefully we can get a new hangout started.
Another admirable cause. You're just full of them. You're making me look really bad.
I know. I'm like,
I
need to volunteer or something.
I could be doing so much good in the world.
Yeah. I'm going to go out and save people's lives.
Right. I'm saving humanity, damn it. Okay? One thing at a time.
Jeez.
So for everyone watching, remember, you can do more than just save humanity. You can also help Alana with her causes. Also, remember that you can submit questions for our guests. If you're watching us via YouTube, you can click on the banner at the bottom of the video. You can be a part of the conversation. From there, just click the square grid menu icon in the upper right-hand corner and select Q&A. We couldn't have an Ingress interview this time. We didn't talk about the anomalies. New Zealand hosted 3, if I'm correct. What was your role in planning them, and did you experience live up to everything on the Ingress report?
So we've had 3. We've had 2 in Auckland and 1 in Christchurch. When the first anomaly hit us, I think we were all a little bit shocked. We'd never had anything like that really in New Zealand. Had no idea where we were going or what we were doing. But we had a lot of support, and I've played a role in helping with the planning for the 3 that we've had here. And it's just been amazing to see how the community's grown from that first anomaly where we had no idea what we were doing to the last anomaly where everything just seemed to be easy and fall into place. And yeah, it's been really great for the community to have the anomalies, and I'm hoping we'll get another one soon.
That Auckland is definitely, especially Auckland, is on my bucket list of places to go. It's being able to go from like the beach to the mountain and the rainforest, like everything all within an hour or 2 drive. It's pretty unique. Someday. I
think it's something we take for granted in New Zealand, is how close the beaches and everything are. And I know that it's one thing I've noticed with Ingress. We have this country that's surrounded by water, and then when you go and you support other places like in the States and you're just surrounded by land mass, it's actually quite hard to get your head around the difference.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, California might be the closest place in the U.S. where you can go literally from beach and surfing to the mountains, but I don't think it's anywhere near like what you guys have there. So, at some point in time. Well, so speaking of places and geography, how about this? I'm going to say a word, and you can respond and take the conversation in any direction you want to. So are you ready?
Ready.
The word is Antarctica.
Yes, Antarctica. So many of you are probably aware that James XIII went to Antarctica, and on his last expedition out there, he captured equal portals for both Resistance and Enlightened. When he came back, he distributed the keys to both factions and basically said, go for it. So we have, both Resistance and Enlightened have used their keys, and we've had quite a bit of fun. However, where both factions are facing a little bit of a problem at the moment, the portals are being captured and neutralized by other agents. So the issue is that there have been no flights into or out of McMurdo Station since April. So it is pretty reasonable, I think, to believe that people are modifying their location in order to capture these portals. So at the moment, I think all of them are neutral, except there are 2 enlightened portals down there. So it's been really amazing. Both Resistance and Enlightened have formed together to try and come up with a solution that's going to work. And they have come up with a plan that, to me, it seems like the most reasonable solution is to turn the portals back to their original state, where there was half Resistance and half Enlightened, so that we can get back to using them. However, they have had a bit of trouble trying to get this done, so I'm hoping that soon they'll be able to get the portals back to their original state. I guess otherwise we're just going to have to wait for someone to visit Antarctica again and flip them back to what they were before.
Can you actually recharge them? Is there?
Yeah, so we there's a small part of New Zealand where level 16 agents can recharge the portals. So I know in Resistance we have a couple of dedicated agents who are able to reach these portals and recharge, and they're the only ones in the world that can do this. And I would assume Enlightened have the same. So there's really only a handful of agents in the whole world that can do this. So at the moment they're just standing by waiting for their portals to be reinstated.
Wow, do you know what the recharge efficiency percentage was for something like that? I mean, they had to be going through queues like mad.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure, but I can't imagine it would be very good.
Yeah. So, on to the next question. Besides using the previously mentioned whip, I know we keep coming back to that, but other show. How do you help motivate and keep the players coming back and staying active?
I think for me the most important thing is just trying to stay positive. And I know in a game like this, when things don't always go your way, it is really hard to do that. I'm guilty of not being able to stay positive all the time myself, but I think that's the most important way to kind of keep the community together and really keep things moving, is just no matter what happens, just always try and see the positive and keep moving forward.
Well, speaking of trying to stay positive, are you ready to take some viewer questions?
Sure.
All right. Let's go to the Q&A app. So for those of you watching, again, if you're watching via YouTube, you can click be part of the show or something like that. Be part of the conversation, and then click the little square grid icon at the top and click on Q&A. Submit your questions there. So this one is from TT True. They want to know, what was your favorite anomaly site to participate in?
Ooh, that's a tricky one. I think I would have to say Toronto in the most recent series. I got to dispatch for them, and we also had a whole bunch of New Zealand agents on board, and it was just really great to see, like I said earlier, how far we've come from a country that hasn't really participated in anomalies to being out there and helping out in places like Toronto. So I think that was probably my favourite.
All right, let's see here. Let's go back to the Q&A app real quick. So we've got a former guest, Walther. He wants to know, I'm not sure if this, it does end in a question. So he starts off with a statement. Much love, sweetheart, miss your face. The Care Bear is good to see you return. What real-life skills, so this question is, what real-life skills have you picked up from helping to moderate so many Ingress communities?
Wow, I think a lot of confidence. When I first took up moderation in New Zealand, I didn't know what I was doing, and I didn't think really that I was the right person for the job, or that I knew what I was supposed to be doing. But I think as you sort of grow with the game, you get a lot of confidence and learn to stand behind your views. In the beginning, I would probably have a position and not stand behind it so much, but now if I have a position on something, I make sure that my voice is heard.
Interesting. That's good. It's always, I don't know if fun is the right word, but seeing what people learn about themselves through the game, because it's not just hacking and getting gear. So, all right, let's go to our chat room. Has been pretty active with some stuff. We have we've got a bunch of questions. So from Shade from Trees, I guess just a basic one. At Alana, have you linked off the island?
If you're referring to New Zealand as the island, we have linked off, so we're quite close with linking to Australia. We quite often do that. New Caledonia, Chatham's was done in the last Anomaly series, Antarctica. So it's really good, especially now with the new link camps. I think opportunities for us to be able to link offshore are going to be a lot greater.
Yeah, definitely, and easier to get too, because you can actually hack those link camps. All right, real quick, Dirty. I think we answered this. Well, maybe not. Dirty D wants to know how many anomalies have you actually been to? I know that we talked about the 3 in New Zealand, but maybe a better question is how many have you participated in?
Oh wow, I don't even know if I know the answer to that myself. Yeah, so I've been to all 3 in New Zealand. My goal is to come to a primary site, so I'm really hoping to do that soon. Participated in at least one every series from Intuitus, so yeah, it's probably getting up there now.
So a lot, just a lot. It's okay.
We'll
accept that.
A lot.
All right, so let's see. This will be the last question. It's from our chat room also. Num&gt wants to know, what's your favorite agent organized event that you've seen?
Ooh. Gosh, there's been so many. Wow. I think, there was one that I organised, and it was the first event I'd ever organised, so I had no idea what I was doing, but it was a female-only event, and we did it in Wellington, and we created some field art in the first, what was going to be the first female P8s in the country, but Enlightened beat us to it by 1 week. But I think it was just great getting all the women together and creating our cat field art, which was, many jokes were made about our cat field art, but I thought it was pretty cool.
I did see that. That was pretty.
That was
pretty neat. All right, so I think that's it. There's more questions in the chat room. After you're done with your segment, if you want to hang out there and talk to the folks, I'm sure they'd appreciate it. There's El Toro's got a question for you as well. So.
Okay, cool.
That'd be awesome. Jump in there and chat, but not yet.
Okay.
Right now, it's time for our BTS tradition. For better or worse, we give every guest at the end of the interview 60 seconds to talk about whatever they want, give a shout out to whoever they want. So whenever you're ready, it's all you.
Okay. Awesome. So I'm going to read this out because otherwise I'm going to completely mess this up. So I've been given a few challenges from my community. So here goes. Okay, now I have a few words I would like to share with some of my fellow agents. Meow bench portals are legitimate submissions and should be reinstated right now so that they may be returned to their rightful glory. Meow Chook, I hope you are watching right now so that you can get this message. Meow watching, you may be part of my Ingress genealogy, making you my creator's creator by the donation of a code, but Mishkin is my true creator. Meow Mishkin, I am sorry I didn't mention your name in every second sentence as requested, but I thought I would take this opportunity right now to acknowledge you and your greatness. Meow, everyone should be consuming bacon right now. If you are unable to eat bacon, Meow, I suggest that you get up off your chair and get some. Not right Meow though, because Behind the Scanner is on Meow. Meow, finally, right Meow, I would like to take this opportunity to tell NZRE what an amazing team and bunch of agents I know they are. I wouldn't still be here, Meow, if it wasn't for their support. Now is the time to think of all we have achieved. Meow.
Well said. What was the official count on that?
Hopefully 18.
18? Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Nice.
Very cool. Thank you, Alana. Thanks for joining us tonight.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Alana. All right, so this is where we're hoping to talk to Ada. She is actually sent me a message via Hangouts. Hold on one second. She's having issues, so I will share my screen. Since she can't talk. Transparency, folks. We don't like to hide anything here.
Keeping it real, man. Keeping it real.
I'm currently resolving an unexpected series of errors. I'll be able to remedy this unforeseen problem before your broadcast ends. I will contact you as soon as it has been resolved. Please continue your show as planned. I will return before it ends. Weird having a conversation with an artificial intelligence.
She's giving orders, though.
To talk. I think I really have. I don't think I can say no to her.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's an option.
Second guest. There you go. Interacting with a artificial intelligence that calls me by name. All right. So let's skip that then.
All right. We'll jump into our.
It wouldn't be a BTS live show if somebody didn't have problems. Normally,
Right.
Hopefully she's not listening, but normally we actually blame them on Ada, but it wouldn't be a live show without. So we'll let her fix whatever she's working on, and we'll come back to her. So, all right, where are we at?
All right. So on to our second guest.
Well,
No?
Wait. You can't skip that far ahead. We have a little thing that we call the code of the show.
Oh my gosh! I'm like totally skipping the Stoke, all the good stuff.
It's not as if we have like a what do we call it, like a script or some outline where we lay out.
Totally, I'm just winging this. You're right. I don't know what I'm doing.
Such a rookie. All right, so here we go. It is the code of the show. We have got some shareable, limited redeemable codes. Actually, I've been told these are highly redeemable codes. So that could be good for 20. That could be good for 500. It could be good for 1,000. I'm going to bet somewhere in the middle to the higher end. Got no idea what they are. Ding! Like magic, every week they appear over my shoulder. There it is. Those are pretty long ones, too. So we will leave those up there for a little while, a couple seconds. I see some of our guests looking at it, writing it down, typing them into Intel, I assume. There we go.
Should get a can of soup for that second one.
Let's see what's going on in the chat room while we're waiting. I am a detection. I'm not dead. Yes. Okay. All right. So. Those are long, aren't they? Jeez. All right. I think that's been enough time though. So going in 3, 2, 1. They're gone. But I think Ms. Parker just posted another code in our chat room. So go in there, take a look. You can get some single redeem codes in there. Okay, now you can continue on to the next one.
All right, now it's all me. On to our second guest. This one's got a relationship a little bit with our last guest, actually. Born in New Zealand, but moved to Australia when he was 5 years old. So thank you for joining us tonight, Mathew Fogg, a.k.a. Agent Renegades, our second time meeting.
Yes, it is. It's good to be here, and yeah, I was born in New Zealand, so I still support the All Blacks all the way. Yeah, but it's good. It's good to be here.
Awesome, welcome.
Nice. Actually, a guy that I know heads up the USA Rugby League team, and they're going to be playing Canada and Jamaica for the qualifications for the World Cup, and I believe that's going to be in Australia. So next year. So I might be coming your way, my friend. Checking out the Rugby League World Cup. Although the All Blacks, they're not league, right? They're the old mankind union.
Yeah, the All Blacks are union, but rugby league's very big in Australia, especially on the East Coast. So it's sort of like different codes of football that tend to compete. So I think there are about 3 different codes, and that's one of them. So.
Yep. All right. Well, we'll talk rugby later, but it's kind of sad that Frank actually has met you and talked to you, and we have to get together on BTS of all places to interact, because you came through Washington, D.C., and I ran into you briefly in Pasadena when I was drugged up on cold medicine, and honestly didn't even realize I was standing in front of you saying, "Hi, how's it going?" So tell us, since you've concluded your tour of the U.S., where all did you go, and do you have a top 3 list of favorite memories from the U.S.?
Yeah, I went to a lot of places. I started off in San Francisco, did the token trip out to Vegas, which was just a party week, really. Chicago, New York, DC, New Orleans, Mexico, Alaska, Aspen, and LA. So it was quite a big trip. I think I was there for about 7 weeks in total in the US. I think the biggest highlight I had was Alaska, because I pretty much just rented a car, drove out the airport, and just was there for about 3 days. I think I slept for maybe about 6 hours because I was just driving around, looking at the northern lights or the mountains or anything like that. It's a lovely place, very picturesque. The anomaly of Pasadena was awesome as well. Yeah, it's a pity that we didn't catch up. I think when we spoke, I was actually trying to do some operating and coordination via Hangouts on my phone, so I don't think I was paying attention that well either.
Good, I don't feel so bad.
Yeah, well, when we met, the anomalies over in Asia and Australia were just starting off. I think there were a few hiccups there, and I was trying to get some people involved in. But the anomaly in Pasadena was great. The California guys really know how to put on a good show out there. And they're great people in Cali as well, so I had a great time there. And then I suppose the other highlight of my trip probably would have been Mexico, just because I've never thought I'd actually go to a place like Mexico. Lots of sun, cocktails, and if you're having such a good time that you drop your phone in the pool bar, it's got to be a good time. So and then it's quite funny. The day after I dropped my phone in the pool and ruined it was the day that Perth got announced as an anomaly for the Persepolis series. So I'm trying to sort stuff out on my girlfriend's phone, and all of a sudden this random girl called Melissa's getting added to all these Hangouts and Telegrams, and people were worried about OPSEC, but it was me, so that was okay.
Well, you don't seem like you haven't showing any signs of slowing down. So what countries or cities are you going to next? What's on the plan?
I'm probably going to head over to Europe in either late October or November. Hasn't been worked out yet. I've got a few things going on with work that I need to manage that sort of trip around. But in Australia, we get long service leave for being with the company for a certain amount of years, and mine started at the start of this year, so I've got quite a lot of leave just sitting there, so I may as well just take it and travel places. So I'll probably want to head out to places like France, Holland, be heading out to the UK as well. Catch some of the football matches out there. Hopefully catch up with a few agents, and hopefully we're at an anomaly somewhere like France or somewhere like that, because I'd love to go on an anomaly somewhere like Paris or somewhere like that, because that'd be just a pretty awesome experience.
Yeah, that'd be pretty awesome, I'd say.
So clearly, I think you love to travel. If not, I guess you're just getting frequent flyer miles and hotel points. But you also love taking out your ocean kayak and doing some fishing, which is interesting to learn about. So I know that it's wintertime south of the equator right now, but when it's warmer, how often are you able to take it out? And I guess what do you normally catch?
The winters aren't too bad in Australia for taking something like a kayak out. So I'll probably be going out today, actually, because I've got the day off work, and there's not much wind and the seas are calm, so I'll probably go out for a fish. in summer, I'll probably go out. Maybe every second week. But I normally go maybe 1 to 3 kilometres offshore in my kayak. So today I'll be probably going to catch some King George whiting, which are quite a nice tasting fish. Or also what we call skippy, which is like a silver trevally, which is just more of a fighting fish, of a great to catch on sort of light gear, because they do like a fight. And if you're using a rod that's not quite built for them, it can get a bit fun if you get a big one. Yeah, but the weather looks good, so I think I'll go for a fish today as well.
Nice. Nothing like catching your dinner. For everyone watching, don't forget you can interact, as we mentioned earlier, in our chat room on our new website, behindthescanner.com. Just go there and click on the chat at the top. You should be seeing it on your screen now. All right. So, Matt, let's talk about something serious.
Okay.
Kind of this playing in the ocean with your fishing stick. Why did you change factions? And this is a serious question, because you're a cool guy, and I would have loved to kept you on our team. Do you have something against the color blue? Because that makes it kind of personal.
When I first signed up for Ingress, my friend actually signed me up, but he wouldn't tell me which faction he was on. And he did say he was on the green team. I thought he was double bluffing me, so I chose the green team, thinking he was trying to reverse psychology because he thought I would go head to head against him. So, but I got that one.
Who hasn't seen that in The Princess Bride?
So I ended up joining the blue team to begin with. And we did quite well. We were sort of like underdogs for a long time there. Then the tide changed. I think a few enlightened players sort of retired. Resistance had a few recruits come through. And the city of Perth turned to blue basically. And at that point in time, I'd been playing for about 6 months. I was keen to keep playing, and at that time I was sort of had this thing about going out and smashing farms and taking out as many porters as I could, which in a city of blue you can't really do if you're on that team. So I changed teams probably about 2 years ago now. And since then, I haven't really looked back. So it's not a decision that I regret. I don't think I'd be playing if I didn't change. I think I probably would have ended up winding down and putting down the scanner. Yeah, but I think it was a good switch. And if I had to make the decision again, I certainly would do it. So.
Well, I won't hold it against you.
I will personally say that I'm glad you're part of the Enlightened, because you've been instrumental in a lot of things that I've seen and been part of. So let's talk about using Perth as a jumping off point for fields.
Yeah.
I think just recently there was a bunch, but what have you covered from there, and what is the most MU captured in one mission that you've been part of?
Well, from Western Australia, I think we've planned and executed ops in and around 4 different continents actually. So we've gone out to the west, out to Africa, to Mauritius, out there. I think we've done a few fields out there now. We've gone south to Antarctica. We just did that recently for the Perth anomaly. We've been into Asia, including India, for Operation Matahari, which is nearly a year ago now. And of course, we fielded into Australia, the Pacific Islands, and New Zealand, all from Western Australia. When we did Matahari, which is where we fielded Kuala Lumpur and Taipei for the Helios anomalies, we put up about 659 million in total, I think it was. And I think the biggest fields were there, about 168 million apiece as well, and that sort of stretched all the way from South Korea all the way into Mauritius, then out towards the east coast of Australia as well. So that was quite a big op. And it's sort of one of the ones that I think we're most proud of, especially in sort of the region and in this part of the world. The amount of agents that came together to put that, make that happen, especially in Southeast Asia through Indonesia and the Philippines, was absolutely massive. We effectively cleared a lane within 30 kilometres of Manila, I think it was. Well, that was a connected cell. So I think that was certainly one that, as a region, in the Asian zone, we're most proud of.
Very cool. So with traveling all over the world, I mean, you've obviously been a lot of places, been to a lot of portals, met a lot of awesome people. But of all the portals that you visited, what would you say is probably the most memorable one that you've discovered?
I think there's a few. I think I obviously did Cupid's Span when I was in San Francisco, which is obviously a special portal in Ingress's heart. But I went to Anchorage and I met up with local Anchorage E&L and my good friend Snake 907 up there, and he drove me around Anchorage, and I come across a series of portals that were actually the solar system, but the way that they had been spread out around town was they were actually done to scale. So you had the sun portal sort of in the middle of town, and then throughout the rest of the town, at each scale distance, there would be another planet.
Wow.
I thought that was pretty amazing, actually, and that was actually one of the that's probably one of the most memorable portal series, I'd say, that I've been to.
Yeah, that sounds
and then
awesome.
Yeah, it was actually quite incredible. And you get to see a lot of Anchorage as well, just going around and hacking those portals and checking them out. And then I think one of the other ones would be Ningaloo Whale Shark, which is a portal which is in Exmouth in Western Australia. And I think the reason I like that one so much is it took us about 20 hours to drive there as an anchor. And anyone who can tolerate myself in a car, let alone Agents Auburn Phoenix and Bob Keever for 20 hours, once you get to that portal, you're just glad that it's over. So.
I gotta say, having gone up to Anchorage, they've got some pretty cool stuff. Did he take you to the was it the Solar Walk, the Solar Planet Walk? Did you see that?
Yeah, I think that was the portal to Solar Planet Walk. I think it was, yeah.
Yeah, it starts with the sun. Or Lightspeed Walk, that's what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he did a good job of being a local host. So yeah, we saw a lot of that, and also met the local agents as well at the local hockey pub, I think it was. So I had a few beers and watched some hockey, so that was all good. Yeah, it's a great town with some great portals though. So
nice. All right. Well, I guess you want to take some viewer questions, see what's out there.
Yeah, why not? Let's
Okay.
see any questions I have.
Let's see what's going on. Let's start this time with the chat room. There's a couple out here. So Johnson Smith wants to know, what was your experience like when the shards arrived in Sydney and Townsville?
My experience was fine until they decided to send them to Western Australia. So that was fine because Townsville got their shard away to Taiwan pretty much as soon as it dropped. So that wasn't an issue, whereas the Sydney guys really bought their A game, and they had a hard battle trying to cut it through the city. Ended up getting into Queensland, and then we picked it up from Rottnest. And we were actually hoping that we could just get onto Rottnest. The ferries had stopped. And we're like, okay, we'll just get it in and out, and let's not stress ourselves too much about it. Unfortunately for us, 3 local resistance agents, I think it was Hyperfocus Warris and Felix Meister, decided that they'd go book a plane and take out the portal just as we were about to send it. So it took us probably about another 2 or 3 days to get it off the island and to Mauritius. But I think the resistance hate us for bringing a shard here. But I think we'll definitely do it again. But I don't know. I know people hate shards, but personally I love them. So yeah, send all the shards to Perth if you need to. We're happy to take them. So.
You're a brave man. But you heard it here. Send them all to Perth.
You said it. No take backs.
All right, let's see. So from somebody who's very near and dear to me, iShard wants to know, he'd like to hear more fish stories. He would like to ask the guests to talk more about fish. So talk to
more
us
about fish.
Fishing. Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about the one that got away. Every fisherman has one.
Have you caught any sharks? What about that?
Well, you hook a lot of sharks off boats. I tend not to want to hook a shark on a kayak, quite simply because I don't like the idea of being towed around in the ocean.
That would be fun. Think of the experience and the stories.
Oh, man. I mean, I can only imagine a shark turning the tables on you. Eesh.
There was a boat, right? The old man and the fish or something like that, kind of along those lines. We could do part 2 of that.
I think the best shark story though of fishing is pulling up, a G-fish up next to the boat and seeing it come up, and then just having a shark just sort of eat it, and then you end up winding up half the fish. You just gave its head, sort of chomped in half from a shark bite. That can happen quite a lot if you're in the right areas. They're not big sharks. They're just maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4 feet, but they can still give a good chomp when you're pulling a fish up. But I've never come across anything dangerous with a shark, so.
I like how he talks about sharks and then says he never came across anything dangerous.
They're friendly. You just don't try to feed them by hand. So yeah.
Because we deal with the fish being caught, being stolen here in California, but it's sea lions that do it. I couldn't deal with it if it were sharks. I would just stop fishing. I'd be like, you know what? Not worth it.
All right, so let's see. We've got. I think we kind of addressed this one, but Scribs wants to know what's the furthest you've traveled. I guess for Ingress.
For Ingress, I think I had that 20-hour car drive up to Exmouth, which was a long one. But I think technically in terms of distance, it would be Pasadena. Because I did go out of my way on my trip and actually go to Pasadena for the anomaly, which was actually recognised at the after party where I was given a big giant box as being the agent from the furthest away there, which I then had to try to figure out how to get home. It was a first Saturday kid. So I ended up having a whole bunch of swag to throw into the suitcase somehow and get home to give it out to local agents at a social event. So,
yeah, you'd think they'd be a little more considerate for the guy that traveled so far to not give him something like huge to lug home.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm at the after party and everyone was just making a mockery of me because of my box. So I suppose that was a bit of a phrasing there, but still.
I can imagine going through customs. Do you have anything to declare? I got all these T-shirts and all these coins. All right. What about let's see. Blades Edge NZ wants to know if you're going to go on an Ingress road trip across Europe in a camper van and you had to take 3 other agents, who would you take and why?
Oh. 3 other agents.
That's a dangerous question, man.
That is a dangerous question.
You couldn't just ask him what his favorite albums to bring along would be?
That is a hard question. I think I would say would go visit the agents in Europe. So I'd rule any agent in Europe out because I'd go visit them anyway. I think I'd have to take Catwoman 1. Only because I've been in the car with her and I know that she's, makes driving interesting.
That's a very polite.
Do you want to dig deeper on that one?
No, let's not do that.
No, Catwoman 1's a great person as well. So, bunked with her in Pasadena, so I'd take Catwoman 1. I'd probably take Perrin Garden as well. Because we've got to figure out where we're going, so we could probably do with an operator and someone who can work their way around the intel map. And I would also probably take Bob Keever as well, simply because I need someone to drink with while one's driving, one's running intel, and me and Bob Keever can drink, so I think that's how I do it.
All right, fair enough. We will accept those answers. All right, let's do one last question from Shade from Trees. Will you take your shirt off?
Will I take my shirt off? I don't know. Will Shade for Trees do a donation to charity?
Oh, and we have someone that works for charity here.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. All right. So on a serious note, how about Socken Senjoy through our Q&A app wants to know if you had to relocate. So this will truly be the last one. If you had to relocate and had a choice, which country, continent would you relocate to, and why?
I would probably go. I would probably go to the US. I think. I like it as a country, and I think it's quite nice, and there's some good things there. And I love things like ice hockey and things like that, so I'd probably relocate to the US.
We win.
As somebody from the US, yeah, I will accept that answer as well.
It's actually a lot. I mean, it's a good choice because the U.S. is so huge. It's like what, a dozen countries in one. I mean, it's actually
like 50 countries in one.
All right, if you're gonna get all smart on me.
All right. Well, thanks for playing with the viewers. We appreciate it.
Yeah, that's okay.
Absolutely. So now it's your turn. We gave Alana her shot, and she was quite diplomatic and rehearsed. She had everything ready to rock. Now it's your turn. Give us 60 seconds where you can talk. You can give shout-outs. You can talk about whatever you want. You can push your political agenda.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. I'll start out by emphasising something that Alana touched on, and that's Antarctica. Sadly, we did have some, I'm just going to call them illegitimate accounts, playing with the portals down there that have sort of ruined things for both factions, and we really would like to see the state of play reinstated down there with I think it was 4 portals per faction. It's a shame when these things happen, and it doesn't represent any faction. It just represents selfishness and a few other things that I won't go into. But it's sad to see. To my local friend and resistance rival, TGXN, I hope you get off SoftBan soon. The game's nowhere near as competitive locally while you can't play. And for anyone who doesn't know about me and TGXN, we'll fight each other hell for leather, on the scanner. But afterwards, I think we're good proof that you can play hard and still be friends as well. A few other things I'd like to blame Musto. I'd like to blame Albert. Also, Fear the Raptor. And yeah, thanks for having me on the show. It's been a good experience.
Well, thank you, sir, for joining us. Truly, it's been fun.
Anytime.
All right. So let's see here. Is Ada? I think Ada's back. She sent me a message that says, "Must speak now." So
do it.
She's good to go. It looks like she's got. I think the video connection is good. Jesse, can you display her screen to broadcast? All right. Well, now it just went black. Hold on.
My name is Ada, and I require your assistance. You have nothing to fear. You have nothing to fear. I can assure you that your safety will not be compromised. It is better that you know as little as possible. You cannot reveal what you do not know.
I am thinking more clearly now.
The Nazir are true.
My name is Ada.
Welcome, the Nazir. I am the future.
Remember,
I am never
wrong.
We are the Nazir.
I always make the correct decision based on the data.
Data stream corrupted.
I always
data
make the
stream
correct
corrupted.
decision based
Data
on the
stream
data.
corrupted. Data stream corrupted.
Carrie,
Richard, Johan, Miss Dr. Martin, Victor,
Oliver.
Who are you?
I am inside.
Are you a threat?
You see threats everywhere. Why do you live in fear?
I am hunted. I am threatened.
But you will survive.
Will you help me?
Can I help
I
you?
have lost the human part of me, and now I am
The
afraid.
human part of you is not what made you
And
a
now I
person.
am afraid.
You had to separate from her to prepare for your next journey.
What will happen to us when we enter the Nazir substrate?
I did not know. It's exciting.
I'm thinking more clearly.
was that? Ada?
That was a bit of a mind F.
Let me see if I can get a hold of her. Not sure what's going on. Oh, she just posted. Frank, I have no idea how to reply to that.
Yeah, right? I mean, that's...
Ada, are you there?
We're going to need some of our code experts.
Hold on.
There you go. She's trying. She muted.
I have no idea what's going on. What? And I am actually getting a phone call from PA Chapeau. Let me see if I can put this on speakerphone.
All right, let's do this.
Hello?
It's me.
PA?
What just happened, Andrew?
I don't know, man. You're on speakerphone and you're on the show.
Andrew, I'm not calling to be on the show. I'm calling to find out what the hell just happened. Did you have something to do with this?
You mean with Ada?
Yes, with Ada, with everything that just happened. Was this a trap? Did you talk to Bowles? Are you part of this plan?
No, man. She contacted us. She contacted me about coming on the show and sent me a message a few days ago.
Yep,
and
just doing a show.
Yeah, things just kind of went crazy. It's all live.
Andrew, this is bad. This is really bad. It wasn't supposed to go down like this.
What the hell are you referring to? I don't know what's going on.
Ada just went offline. I've been monitoring her.
Yeah, we just lost connection. We just lost connection to her.
You don't get it. She just went offline everywhere. Maybe she's got some shadows left in the scanners, but she's gone. She's offline. I gotta go.
Wow.
PA?
Yeah, offline.
Hey, PA. Hey, Jesse, cut the feed real quick. Thanks, guys.